What's going on, everybody? I did a video a couple days ago on some Facebook groups that went over very well regarding WatchGang, and figured everybody was asking me to put it on YouTube. I couldn't do it from secure Facebook groups, so I'm going to go ahead and do a live stream, and hopefully it'll end up getting the attention of some people. So WatchGang, if you're thinking about joining WatchGang, let me tell you some of the stuff that you need to know. There is a large group of us out there who are not happy with WatchGang. You will see all these crazy, awesome reviews and that everything is great with WatchGang. And that's not the truth. There is literally Facebook groups out there that are dedicated to people who are unhappy with WatchGang. And the reason why we had to have other Facebook groups is because WatchGang silences anybody who has a bad opinion of a watch, a bad opinion of how they operate, or maybe even has questions about particular watches or why they received something that was not part of their profile or any of that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of people out there who are not happy with WatchGang, but unfortunately we get silenced. We get kicked out of the WatchGang program. The WatchGang's official exchange, they ban people from that and remove them and delete their posts immediately as soon as somebody has a question or says anything bad about a watch or anything like that. And then when you go on places like Trustpilot and you put your negative review of WatchGang on Trustpilot, WatchGang goes on and files a complaint with Trustpilot to have it removed, and they use lies. They tell lies to get it removed by saying you weren't a customer for several years or you violated their policies by using profanity, and it's all fake. So let me tell you about my experience with WatchGang. I signed up late summer of 2019. I like watches. I've always liked watches, and figured, what the hell, I'm gonna give it a shot and see if it's worth it. I didn't really know anything about WatchGang. I just figured I'd try. The first watch I got. All right, one thing is they tell you, and all the stuff you see online and all these videos promoting, which is obviously they get like free memberships to promote them and whatnot, say that the watch you get is worth more on the open market than what you pay for the actual subscription. That is not the case. So the first watch I received was this. This is a Charles Hutton. It's trying to get it to focus, but you can't see. It's a chronograph. It's not a bad looking watch. It's a little cheap looking, but it's decent. I mean, it's an okay watch. I still have it in case I want it for when I'm trying to, I don't know, if I'm wearing a suit or something where I want to wear a chronograph that looks fairly dressy. So I received it and I was like, this is okay. So for shits and giggles, I went on and searched that particular model of watch. I think it's called the Duke. And I was seeing it selling on eBay and on Facebook Marketplace and Poshmark for like $60. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Why did I just pay like $110 after shipping for a watch that the minute I get it, I could have bought it for $60? That goes against what they say. That's not what they say the values are. So I was a little upset about that, but I dealt with it. Well, one of the other things I did was they have this thing called the wheel watches, and you go on there and it's like gambling. You basically pay money for points, and you can use the wheel and it'll spin it like on Wheel of Fortune, and you get the chance to win really nice watches like Rolexes, tags, stuff like that, or other watches that you pick depending on the tier. And the odds are not really in your favor at all. I think the odds of winning a ticket at the lottery are better than their wheel. However, so I spent a bunch of money and got a bunch of those watches sent to me around the same time as my first subscription watch. And the first one I got on the wheel was a Vostok Europe watch. And the Vostok Europe watch came in and it was broken. It would not function. I would wind it. I would spin it to get the rotor going. I would tap it, and it just would not stay. The heart would not keep going. So I think the same day I received a Delbana Mariner watch. And the Delbana Mariner watch, it's a decent Swiss Ronda quartz watch. It's well built for a quartz watch. But it came in, it was dirty and had a scuff mark on it like it was used. And I was a little upset that the first 2 wheel watches I got, not only was the subscription watch I got worth half of what I paid, but the 2 wheel watches I got were not quality. Like one wasn't working and the other one was obviously used and like returned to the store or something like that. So I tried to reach out to WatchGang, and you can't call them because at the time, I don't know if things have changed, they don't put their phone number on their website. So the only way to contact them is by email. So I emailed them and I didn't hear anything back for 2 or 3 days. And I was like, what the heck? So I went on the WatchGang exchange, the official one, and started asking questions. Hey, has anybody had these situations where you receive watches that aren't working and that the watch you received was not worth what they said it was? And I immediately got booted from the page within hours, I believe. They kicked me off the page. So I was really pissed. And I reached out to some people at WatchGang again by email. And I was mad. I was like, you got to be kidding me. You know, I'm asking questions. You guys boot me because you sent me watches that don't work right. Well, I finally got a phone call from WatchGang, and it was one of their customer service reps. And, you know, he's real nice. He was trying to help me out, but he said that I'd have to send the watch back before they do anything, and that the watch I had, the Vostok watch, was not available. So it would be weeks before I would get another watch. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm like, you sent me multiple watches that were junk, and then you booted me off your page because I asked a question if anybody's had this same situation. And you expect me to be to agree to send you the watch back and wait several weeks to get it? I was like, no, that's not right. I don't agree with that. Finally, they agreed if I sent the watch back, they'd give me my points back that day for the wheel. And I did that. And I got put back on the page. So got a whole bunch more wheel watches. They're all junk. And I was on the page and I started noticing that these brands that they were claiming to be micro brands were all from Result Co. Result Co is a company that helps create watch brands and link, I guess, companies are trying to create a brand with distributors and manufacturers in China, and they help create these brands. That's my understanding of what it is. I started to notice that all these supposed micro brand watches were all from Result Co. And like their websites were popping up literally right before WatchGang sent them out. And a lot of other people were starting to catch on to this as well. So I started asking, and you know, we all have questions. Why are you saying you're giving us micro brands, but it's obvious you're creating these watch brands? They're not real micro brands. They're brands you are creating specifically to send out to your customers. Don't necessarily have a problem with Result Co watches. I don't think they're the highest quality, but I have an issue with why are you hiding that you're doing that? Well, they started booting everybody off the page for that too. If you even questioned what they were doing, they boot you off the page like freaking communists. So I ended up on the WatchGang pages that are like for people who have been kicked off the group for asking a question. And now I'm anti-WatchGang. I don't believe anybody should be giving them your money. They take advantage of people who don't know any better, and they silence anybody who tries to speak out and tell you what is really going on. Like if watches are broken or brands are bunk, they silence you and ban you so that all these new customers and these suckers that'll drink the Kool-Aid don't see that there's negative views of WatchGang. So everything you go on looks like it's, 4.5 stars, 5 stars. They're so great. But it's because they silence and delete everything that anybody says negative about WatchGang when you have a bad experience. So that's my story with WatchGang as far as what's happened with them. And just like my video I did on Facebook, I'll show you what you can get for the money that you would spend at WatchGang for one subscription, sometimes less than a month subscription, the black subscription, and maybe a little bit more. But I mean, let's start. You can literally get collections for the cost of some of these watches that they're sending you, these garbage watches. So if you like automatics, one of the most respected discount I wouldn't say discount, but lower cost automatics around that have been around forever. They're part of the Seiko watch group is Orient. Okay, Orient has been around for like 50 years. I think they started in 1960, 60 or 70. They have in-house movements. They're not just putting in movements that they buy from China. They're Japanese-made movements. High quality watches for great money. Now they don't have exactly have the highest resale value, but these watches will last you forever. You can pick up an Orient Ray or Mako used a lot of times for under $100 easily. And they're good watches. The bracelets aren't exactly the greatest. They're not great, but they're not bad either. So they're good pieces for the money. For the $100 you would spend for a garbage Chinese quartz piece of crap watch from WatchGang, you could go get yourself a respectable Orient Ray or Mako. And then these things are moddable. You could actually replace the bezels, replace the bezel inserts. The custom bezels they make for the Ray and the Mako will accept the SKX 007 inserts. You could get dome crystal, sapphire crystal for these things. So they're moddable. They're great watches. They last forever, and they're automatics. You will get a respectable piece for less than you would pay for the garbage that they're going to send you from WatchGang. And let's show you some of the stuff you get. Well, like I said, Charles Hutton Duke, quartz. I don't have an issue with quartz watches, but it's not worth the $100 that they charge you. I promise you, here are the 3 brands that you're going to get with your black subscription more than anything. Charles Hutton, Nautis, and J Bracket. All quartz, all Result Co watches. They're not super high quality. I don't have any problems with them. I mean, I don't think they're worth $100 at all. Maybe $40, $50. You could get a whole lot more watch for $100 than these 3 brands. But that's the brands you will get. So let's continue. Brands you could get for less that are better quality or the same quality. Here's one that's real popular on eBay and Amazon, and they cost about $50 or $60, and you're going to get a better watch for the money. Sterling, the Sterling Depth Master. It's a quartz watch. It's heavy duty built. It's not a bad build, but you get more watch for $50 or $60 brand new from eBay out of a Sterling than you will out of a J Bracket. Okay. J Bracket, yes, they got the Switz Ronda quartz in them, but the quality of the build is not very good. So you're going to get a better quality build out of a Sterling than you will a J Bracket or a Nautis. So let's see, what else can you get? Here's some stuff for you. Citizen, you want to spend a couple $100 maybe, or somewhere between $125 and $300. So maybe a couple months of your black subscription, you can get a Citizen watch. Okay. Citizen Echo Drive runs off of solar, will last you forever. Citizen has been around forever. They are great watches. Black Friday, I got this Citizen automatic. It's got a Miyota movement in it. Man, it's really hard to get this thing to focus on these things. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Yeah, it's not focusing. But as you can see, it's got an open heart. It's got a blued hands on it. Beautiful, beautiful automatic piece. This comes from their foreign collection. They don't even usually sell this one in America. I think I got it for like $130 on Black Friday. Way better watch. Way better watch than anything you'll get from WatchGang. I did a trade. Got a Bulova Precisionist. Another beautiful watch. Got that for just over the cost of a 1-month subscription. Let's see here. You want to play on eBay or some stuff, and you want a decent movement and a fairly well-built off-brand watch, look up Courgeot. This one right here, it's bronze. It's got the Miyota movement. Both of them have Miyota movements in it. It's a Black Bay homage, and it's got everything that a Black Bay has. It even has a sterile dial, so it doesn't say Courgeot on it. I think I got that for like $80. Still better than any WatchGang watch. Same thing with this Courgeot. Let's say you want to spend a little bit more money. Go with look up Brian Van Way Collection on Facebook. He takes Vostok Amphibias and Komandurskis, and he customizes them to exactly the way you want them. It's going to cost you about 3 or 4 months worth of WatchGang, but you're getting a hell of a watch. This one, he put the double coin bezel on it. It's got the 007 insert in there. It's aluminum insert. It's got the see-through case back. Real nice band on it, a bracelet on it, which has a milled clasp. Let's see what else. It's got a new crown on there. It's oversized crown. It's got the star and sickle from the old communist days on there. He tags his name on the freaking rotor and on the band on the clasp. It has his company logo on there. Great watch. Highly recommend Brian Van Way. And people may say, oh, well, they're not the most accurate watches on the planet, but you know what? Freaking Vostocks will last forever. They're built to last. And they've done a lot of diving pressure tests with them, and they freaking will go down deeper than half of the other crap out there. You could get a Seiko Solar, usually for around the cost of 1 month of subscription. Let's talk about some digital watches. These are 2 of the most classic digital watches on the planet. Every watch collector knows what these are. This one here is the F91W. Go on any watch group and they will know what this is. A lot of people post them. They're like $8, $7, $8. This one's what, the A158? Yeah, the A158W. It's basically the same exact watch, but with a metal band and a metal body to it, a metal case. Great watches. I think this was like 12 or 13 bucks. For 20 bucks, you could get these 2 watches. All right, let's see here. For the cost of one month of subscription through WatchGang, you could get these 2 watches here for a beater. Let's just say you want a dive watch. You can grab an Orient for about 75 bucks sometimes. So you're looking at 95 bucks and you got 3 watches, much better quality. And you're starting your collection. And you know what? You could actually add some classic pieces to that as well. If you like to go, like I like to go to flea markets and estate sales, because a lot of the modern generation does not respect old watches at all. They only care about Apple Watches and stuff like that. So everybody knows what a Rolex is, but nobody knows what Oris or Omega or any of the Pateks. They don't know what they are. So they sell them for dirt cheap. You could go to your flea market or your yard sales and start finding old classic pieces. This is an old Ingersoll watch from the 20s. This thing's got radium in it. It's freaking radioactive. Got that for $5 at a flea market. Timex, manual wind, real classic dressy look. Gonna put it on a new band. I cleaned it up. Freaking it looks almost brand new. I need to polish the crystal on it. But $5. Great, you for the cost of 1 piece of garbage Chinese watch, you can get a quality Japanese automatic movement, a couple classic vintage watches, and some good digital watches for the same cost. If you want to add a little more money to it, you can throw in other stuff. But here's another one I found. This is a Seiko automatic. It's like 40 years old. This elderly woman's husband died, and she had this watch. It was his watch. He had it from brand new, and she sold it to me for, I think it was $40. And I told her I'd keep it forever and respect it, and I plan to do so. It's almost in brand new condition. I mean, look at that thing. It's beautiful. $40. Way better watch than anything you'll get from WatchGang. We talked about the Bull of a Precisionist. There's just so much out there you could get for less money than what you pay for the crappy watches you get from WatchGang. And what you'll find with the watches from WatchGang is you can't dump them. If you want to sell them, you either have to take way below what you paid for your subscription, or nobody wants them. I've got all these dang WatchGang watches. 2 Crotons. I got this Santo. I've got the 2J brackets I have here. Can't get rid of them. I got Tavan. I got so many. I got freaking Gentleman Warfare garbage. Just crap watches that nobody wants, and I can't even dump them off for like a quarter of what I paid for them. There's so many things out there. Look at this thing. I forgot what number this is. SGW 100. It's a Casio digital watch. You know what's cool about this? I have a Suunto Traverse Alpha. It's like a $400 watch. It does GPS, it does compass, stuff like that. Freaking $25 for a Casio SGW 100 has a digital compass in it. It does the same crap as a Suunto. 10-year battery life. The Suunto I got to charge every 3 days. I mean, there's just so much out there, and I'm not saying that these are the best pieces in the planet. I don't want to hear anybody bitch that, oh, those are junk. I'm sorry. The F91W is not junk. This thing has been around forever. These two watches I'll probably pass down to my daughter. I mean, they'll last. You put a battery in them and they last for like 50 years. There's probably still people from the 70s that have these original watches still working to this day. They last forever. So there's so much out there, so much better. Stop letting WatchGang take advantage of you and your friends. They silence everybody. You know, from what I understand now, they make you put your user number or your membership number on their freaking posts on the exchange. What is this, like, let me see your papers, Nazi Germany? I mean, come on. These people take advantage of you. They silence anything that says that anything negative about them, so you think that you're getting a good deal, and then they sucker you. You stay in for 6 months. They send you a freaking $5 Chinese watch and take all your money until you disappear, or they ban you from their website when you have something negative to say about the freaking 10th J bracket you received for your subscription, or because you received 4 notices in a row and nothing matches your subscription preferences. So just go out there. You know, you can literally buy much better quality watches and find stuff that is just way better watches, more respectable pieces that people will know what they are, hold the resale value. You can find that stuff for cheaper or the same price or just a little bit more. I would highly recommend avoiding WatchGang, or if you're a member, cancel, because you could get so much more out there. And there's groups of us out there that are like having a problem with WatchGang, and all they do is they silence you. They've done it to me. They've done it to multiple people. Go out there and find stuff you want. I mean, hell, look what I'm wearing today. Who likes the Hamilton khaki? Okay, one of the most iconic field watches out there. Timex Expedition, almost exactly the same design as a Hamilton khaki. Yes, Hamilton khaki is going to be a manual wind watch. It's got a real nice movement in it. Agreed. However, for $35, you can have a Timex Expedition that has the Indiglow in it, so it'll glow. Yeah, it's got a quartz movement, but who gives a shit? It works. It keeps time perfectly. It's a great watch. You know, I'm not saying don't get a Hamilton. By all means, if you want a Hamilton, get a Hamilton. But nothing says you have to get a Hamilton and have a respectable watch that looks exactly the same. Timex Expedition looks exactly the same. Literally, go compare this Expedition to a Hamilton khaki. The design of the case and the design of the dial are almost identical. And both watches, great watches, will last forever. The Timex, just throw a battery in it every 5 to 10 years, it's going to last you forever. So cancel WatchGang if you're a member. Or if you're thinking about joining, don't do it, because they're nothing but a joke. They're just gonna take advantage of you and send you garbage watches that they create. There's very, very few watches they have a history to them. I mean, come on. When you're creating a watch brand and the website launches like a week before you send them out, there's no history behind that watch. There's no horological history. But I mean, let's talk about this. This Ingersoll. 1920s. This thing has radium in it. And if you want to know the history of radium, and look up radium girls. What's neat about this watch is it's nothing special. It's a pin lever freaking manual wind watch, but they had women that painted the dials on these things, and they didn't have loom back then, so they used radioactive paint, and it had radium in it, and they used their mouth to basically get a real fine tip on their paintbrush, and they ended up getting radiation poisoning. So this watch has a history behind it. These Casios have been around forever, have a history behind them. You know, anything, Bulova, Citizen, they've all been around forever. Go look up when freaking J Brackett's website was started. It was like 2018 or 2017. There's no history behind that. Vostok's, this dial has a really cool history. Look up what the radio room dial means and what actually led to this dial. It has a link to the Titanic. It's really neat history. But Vostok watches, they've been around forever. It actually started as an American watch company that went to Russia to help them create watches in-house out of very cheap equipment and basically make the best watches that they could out of the very little that they had during the communist age for their military. And they've been around forever. Great history. So just stay away from WatchGang. And if you have any questions, leave a comment. I don't want to hear anybody bitch. I mean, I don't care. If you agree with me, cool. If you don't agree with me, I don't care. This is the experience I have had with WatchGang. And I hope it kind of saves some people from having a bad experience as well. There's a lot of us out there. A lot of us. There's a group of people, I think it's like 6,500 or 8,500 people in a group that specifically hate WatchGang because of how they've been treated. So there's a lot of us out there, and I'm hoping that you come across this video because you're thinking about joining WatchGang, or maybe you've been in it for a month and you're kind of questioning it, and this will help you save your money and go get better pieces. I mean, God, you could get so much more for the same amount of money. So leave comments. Take it easy, guys.